the Radio Misfits Podcast Network.
From the birthplace of modern winemaking, Sonoma, California, welcome to The Winemakers with your hosts, Brian Casey, Danielle Langlois, Bart Hansen, and Sam Katuri. Suave.
Rico.
Suave Classico. Every holiday Tuesday morning should start with a healthy pour of Soave Classico.
Totally. Yeah, long weekend for everyone here. Not so much in Sonoma, but in Napa. A lot of people
it's spilled over, man.
Spilled over. A lot of people in here yesterday that went to the Bottle Rock.
Post Bottle Rock Tasting House visitor yesterday was a unique brand.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A lot of very tired people.
Like, oh, what are you pouring next? Great, I don't care. Just pour me, please.
So we got a special guest today, all the way from Veneto, Italy, Letizia Gini, who you talk about history. I'm going to read the AI version of this because, it's always correct.
Do you do Gemini, ChatGPT, or Claude?
I don't know what I use.
All right, fair. Awesome.
I don't
Keep
pick
going.
it. But Letizia is what Sam now wants to be, a global brand ambassador.
I just want to be a global ambassador. I'm not a brand.
So whatever, okay.
Diplomatic community.
Well, Letizia is a representative and member of the youngest generation of the historic Gini family winery located in the Veneto region of northern Italy. Her family crafts some of the finest expressions of Soave Classico and Valpolicella.
Yeah.
They've been making wine for a little while, since 1570.
Exactly.
So are you actually the 15th
15th generation. Yeah.
15th generation.
15. Yeah.
Wow.
Should mention that we got Omar Caruso also on the show today, and Joan Stagnaro, who is our friend and neighbor who is working for Skurnik, that Letizia is in their portfolio. And I was thinking about on the way here, I think just for people that aren't in the wine industry, kind of explain how people at restaurants get wine. Just in case there's someone that wonders like, what does that mean that you're in a portfolio? Do you want to?
Right.
I mean, you were my rep for a couple different distribution companies over the years, and when you buy wine for a restaurant or a hotel or whatever, that it's not just one person that comes to see you that you buy stuff from. It's people that have different portfolios, and so.
Yes.
The back in the day was Young's and Southern, and then you had all the, Oliver McCrum and all the little
specialty
Serendipity and all those ones.
Yeah.
But you now are working for Skurnik, which was always one of my favorite portfolios because you have the coolest shit.
Thank you.
We do.
Thank you. That's very, very true.
Right.
It's true.
It's a
and
very valid
a lot
statement.
of our friends are in that portfolio.
No one was paid for that statement. I just want to make that clear.
I don't
A
work
lot
for
of
them, but I've been lucky enough to be here a couple times.
We
in the
work for
kitchen.
wine, though. We work for wine.
We do work for wine, and that was
I
kind
might
of
have
my
a free
point.
bottle in the back of the car.
Thank you. There may have been a couple times that I've been here in the kitchen when Joan has gone through a little portfolio tasting, and I just got to grab
hang
bottles,
out.
and I'm like, really?
It's a
I
good
can
time.
Try that.
It's a good
I can
time.
try that.
Yes.
So Letizia, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Welcome
Yeah.
to Sonoma.
Thank you.
Yeah, have you been to Sonoma before?
Last year with the
Okay.
other Skurnik wine tasting here. So,
Yeah.
but my first time with the podcast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
First time.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so, why don't we start with the first wine? Tell us what we're trying.
Yeah. So in fact, my family is very historical in the Soave area. So my dad and my uncle are the owner, and my brother Andrea, and my two cousins, Barbara and Matteo, are the 15th generation. And so we have 70 hectares in total, 30 in the Soave area and 40 in the Valpolicella zone, in the east part. The particularly for our family is the age of the vine. So we are from 70 years old for this type of Soave now we taste, and from 70 to 130. So very, very historical vines.
Wow. Old vines.
And so, in the Soave area, we have 30 hectares in the east part, near Monteforte del Pone, because the Soave area is very big, but the classic area include only Monteforte and Soave.
Oh, she's got maps.
Yeah,
Got map.
exactly, for understand also the difference of the soil, because in Monteforte it's 100% volcanic, very dark and basaltic. Near Soave, the village is more calcareous. And so, if taste two different Soave in two different areas, very easy to recognize the...
So which one is,
So-
this one is from the volcanic soil or the calcareous
Volcanic soil,
This is
yeah.
from the volcanic soil.
Yeah.
Pretty delicious.
And tell people when you grab a bottle of Soave, what grape are you actually drinking?
Yeah, it's 100% Garganega grape. For the Soave Classico, it's possible to use also Trebbiano di Soave or other type of grapes, but we prefer to use Garganega 100% because it's very elegant, very delicate variety, and
Sure
so
is.
it's a...
And what's the is there regulations in that area where if you're from that particular region, you have to use specific grapes? And if so, what are those grapes that you are farming?
In the consortium Soave have 70% of the Garganega grape, and also it's possible to use minimum 5% of other type of grapes. But 70 mostly Garganega. Yeah.
And were you guys just known for doing Soave for a long time and just got into the Valpolicella?
Yeah, my grandfather, he started to produce the Soave in the 70s and started to sell the wine in the high 85, 86 in the Verona restaurant and near our village. But the Valpolicella area, we start to in the 90s. Yeah, so 95.
Well, you've been doing it for 500 years. Something that you started doing in the 90s is just recently.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Brand new.
Probably before
Been doing it for
you were
30 years.
born.
It's brand
Yeah.
And for you guys, when people see a bottle of Soave on a shelf or on a restaurant menu, what would you kind of compare it to for people if they had to say, what is it like?
I can definitely, as you know, our world in wine, it's especially with varietals that are maybe noticeable, but maybe not as noticeable as a lot of varietals like international varietals like Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc,
Or even like Pinot Grigio.
or even like
People
Pinot
here,
Grigio, exactly.
They kind of know what they're getting into.
Exactly. So obviously, one of our jobs is to create bridges to bring material that's familiar and compare it to varietals that we are introducing. I would have to always say that I draw a lot of parallels between Gini Soave, especially when you get into La Frosca. That reminds me a little bit of white Burgundy and Chablis.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
It's a nice comparison.
I would
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
Yeah, I would say
with the
Chardonnay.
minerality, with the acidity. When we're going to get into cruise, they use a little bit of oak, but it's not invasive, just like in Chablis, where the oak is there to complement it more than anything else.
Yeah.
But white Burgundy is definitely where I would go to for sure.
Cool.
Absolutely.
That's what I would say too.
Yeah.
And there are not a lot of Italian varietals that you can match up with Chardonnay. This is,
Totally.
to me, one of the few.
Totally.
So it's very versatile.
So what was the genesis or history of the family starting to grow grapes back in the 1500s?
Yeah. Before the Gini family have only the vineyard, in the Soave area and in Monteforte, it's total Garganega grapes, and so my grandfather Olinto was the first winemaker in the Monteforte village. And so after in the 83, 84, with my dad and my uncle, we decided to build the underground cellar. We have the very beautiful cellar in the center of Monteforte, all in the volcanic soil. and to store a lot of vintages from 85, our first bottle of Soave from now. So
It's still drinking good, you think?
Yeah, this Garganega have a very long longevity.
Wow.
Because it's not so aromatic grape, but very, very good acidity and minerality. And after 10, 20 years, it's possible to smell the character of the soil. So it's very hydrocarbon part, very salty and mineral.
So you guys were
that.
your family was just growing grapes for a long time and then selling it to other winemakers or wineries?
Keep going.
Hello.
L'hai capita questa domanda?
Sì.
Ok, perfetto.
Okay.
Quando hai bisogno fammi sapere, eh? Io sono qua anche per questo.
I need subtitles. But yeah, so before the 70s and your grandfather, the family grew grapes and sold. I mean, there was probably just like the one village winery. How did that work? And pre starting the label, when it was just vineyard land, who made the wine?
Che sono un po' affascinati e volevano un po' di introspettiva di prima che Gini fosse la label, la cantina di Gini, visto che comunque voi fate vino dal XV secolo, se c'era una descrizione a come funzionava il business del vino prima dell'era moderna in cui siamo adesso. Perciò si andava, c'era il forestiero o la gente del villaggio che veniva comunque nella vostra cantina con la loro damigiana.
My grandfather Olinto, with the little house in the center of Monteforte, a lot of people or friends come to my grandfather for ask the question about the wines, and so for learn about the Soave wines, or for also the biological cultivation, because my grandfather Olinto was the first winemaker to start the biodynamic and organic part in the
What was the reason for that? Why did he start doing that?
Because also his grandfather never used the pesticide or chemical products, and so he want to continue this method for the
it was a way to pay homage to the tradition of Gini that's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
So having it certified definitely, I mean, there's a lot of producers that do practice organic and biodynamic, but if it's not certified, unfortunately, with politics, you get lost with the mix. So having that on the labels, definitely.
And is Demeter the only people that do biodynamic certification, or is it different in different parts of the world?
No, it started in Europe.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole
it started with
Demeter certification started in Europe.
Well, so it is it's certified biodynamic on the
Certified organic on the
organic.
Yeah. But
Bios,
using
SRL.
And then using biodynamic
practices.
Practices.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Right.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I know. How crazy do you get? Do you have cows on the property?
No,
but you have insectaries. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
So can we zoom out a little bit and talk about this region in general, sort of climate-wise? We talked about the history a little bit, but what is how do you say the grape name again?
Garganega.
Garganega. How does it grow? What's it look like? First of all, it's a little selfish because when I hear 100% organic or volcanic soil, I go, well, and it's delicious, and I go, well, maybe we should try growing this in the Moon Mountain District. So what's the climate like there? And this is northeast Italy, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Yeah, the Soave area is between Verona and Venice in the middle. Exactly, the soil is 100% volcanic. The volcanic soil is not so a compact soil, but very porous. In fact, when it rains a lot, it's not a problem for the rain and so for the roots and the vines, but very very nice for growing the Garganega grape, because it's all in pergoletta veronese, very high system. So all the bunches for the Garganega are covered by the leaves, and so the sun not put directly in the bunches. And for this reason, very, very high.
Oh, so how tall?
It's trellis, almost like an arbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so how tall are we talking? Like 10 feet, 6 feet, 10 feet? I don't know in meters or...
Yes, maybe 2 meters.
So
Yeah.
6 feet.
2 meters is about 6 feet.
Yeah.
Because that way they can still pick.
Yeah.
So then is...
with ladders or no ladders? Then you just like
Well, it depends on how tall you are.
No.
I need a ladder. At least a step stool.
I would need a ladder too.
We're gonna need some assistance, Joan.
Yes,
Just
exactly.
hire taller people.
Yeah.
So then when you grow that
The
way...
short Italians are from Tuscany, apparently.
Yeah, right. Can't work here. So when you grow that way, do you do tighter spacing in the vineyard?
But yeah, the Garganega variety is very, very a lot of leaves and a lot of vegetation, and also this is very important for because it's possible to wait a lot the harvest. So it starts at the middle of October and finish at the 1st of November. So very late harvest.
Wow.
In fact, we start for the red varieties before and after for the Garganega
No
grape.
way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also because the old vines, we need more time for the maturation of the grape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so can we try the next
Yeah, let's
wine?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go next to the
La Frosca, yeah, 23, the vintage.
This is probably one of my favorite whites in the book that we have.
Yeah.
Speaking of short.
Yeah, La Frosca is another Soave Classico, but a single cru, so single vineyard in that part of the hill. In fact, La Frosca means cold area, very temperature exposure for day and night. And La Frosca have 90 years old vines. And for La Frosca, we use a little part of oak. We use the French oak, the big barrels, 25 hectoliters for 6 months. And other part still tanks, yeah. Maybe in this Soave, it's very, very easy to recognize the character of the soil because it's very 100% volcanic soil, very dark and basaltic here. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's it's maybe less flower and tropical fruit, but more mineral. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, this when I use the white Burgundy comparison, it's this wine that really screams it for me, honestly. The oak is there, but it's just very complimentary. It's very mineral.
The
mineral is really, really,
Yeah.
So who's actually making the wine? It's who in the family is there one winemaker or it's a family thing?
Yeah, it's all in the family business. So my dad is an agronomist and my uncle Sandro and the enologist. And now, also me and my cousin Matteo, we are in the cellar. So all studied enology and agriculture. And so, now when we start to produce the new wine or the new vintage of Soave, we taste every clue with a blind tasting with all the family, and we decide which is better.
And did you go to school for enology or vinology?
Yeah, at secondary school in Vicenza, near Verona, the agriculture and viticulture school, yeah.
Okay. And you wanted to go into the family business or was there something else you were interested in first?
No, I love the wine world because it's so big, and also when I was child, of course, I started to go in the cellar and with my dad. But now I love the wine. I love the relation about wines. So it's very incredible work. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. How much are you out on the road? How much are you home?
Depend the year. So maybe 50%.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so most people probably wouldn't get a chance to try these wines if they weren't getting them in the book, right? Unless you're visiting Italy, what's case production? Like, what is the total production on wines like this?
In general, for the Gini winery, is 200,000 bottles a year.
Yeah.
Mostly Soave Classico.
Mostly Soave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the red production, we were just talking about this recently, only amounts to about like 25 to 30% of the whole production of Gini. So it's definitely
16.
Soave is Gini's jam for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And so are you visiting mostly Italian restaurants, or are you trying to, introduce people to this wine?
No, I think this wine has... it could complement a lot of different cuisines and a lot of obviously the Italian fare, it's fundamental, but this wine is going to be great with great Asian food, honestly.
Yeah.
Amazing with Asian
great
food.
minerality, absolutely. And with French food, cutting edge Californian food. This is a very versatile wine, especially because it's a white. It does, have something to say, especially when you're getting into the Gini and the Salverenza, which is the last wine that you're trying. It does have the oak of it. Of course, it's not like, an oaky, buttery Chardonnay, but it's definitely something that can appeal to the New World palate as well. It has structure. It has good minerality. It's very lively on the palate. It's got personality. So it can definitely work with a lot of different, nuances of ethnic cuisine, Asian, Korean, sushi.
You don't have to sell me. I'm just wondering what it's like out there when you bring in, a Soave to a restaurant.
Yeah, obviously the Italian fare. I mean, the Italian restaurants is of course where you start. It's an easier start there because there is a culture for Soave and Garganega when you're talking about Italian restaurants. Instead. Yeah. Our job is to keep that market, keep that culture, but also break the barriers and get into new markets where other wines Sancerre and
Gruner,
Veltliner,
like
or Riesling have gotten into, and Soave hasn't gotten there yet. So that's what our job is to do as well.
A lot of people are looking for alternative varietals right now. Something new, something different.
Yeah.
And
especially in the white wine categories.
In the white wine category. So this is the perfect wine to just, nobody's heard of Garganega, but we can
people have heard of Soave, whether they've heard of Soave, whether
they
know what it is or not, right? Yeah.
It's true.
For the most part, they don't.
It's really weird. Parliamo un po' di bolla Soave, che è un po' quello che l'hanno messo un po' nel marchio 50 anni fa. There's a reason, too, that we can talk about a little bit of why Soave has been heard in America. There's this winery called Bolla who mass-produced a lot of Soave, for many, many years. And they were able to have, a far reach also, in the United States and Canada before Italian wine was really a thing, because you guys know, obviously, especially in California, there was a lot of domestic and French, but Italian wine really didn't make their big landing here for maybe 30 years ago, 35 years ago. So Bolla, though, was really good at selling the brand of Soave. We're talking about a winery. Well, I'm not gonna talk about Bolla, but let's just say they were really good at selling the brand and selling the name of of the region where they hailed from. Obviously now, even though Soave is not still as well known as we would want to in the West Coast, there are different realities of Soave. Gini, Pra, Pieropan, and they all have their different identities, their different territorial characteristics that resemble the wine. So there is a strong culture now of Soave as well, and of Garganega, and that's why we have Letizia here. Though the more she comes to our markets, the more we're able to spread the word around, and the more we're able to get people to get dialed in with Soave. So.
And it's just like anything else. We struggle here a little, sometimes with, Rhone varietals, where if it's on a wine list, people go with something that's comfortable. But once you get it in their mouth, then the lights go on.
Totally.
And that was the same for me. I'd worked in Italian restaurants over the years, and Soave for me was typically the lower price to a white wine that you would sell. And that was the, I don't think I'd ever tried a Soave like this before.
It's an amazing Soave. Honestly,
it's very nuanced.
We're just talking about the romantics of wine. I'm going to leave the salesman at the door, but I do have to say, for the quality ratio, price quality, when you're talking about La Frosca that we just tasted right now, which is comparable to a lot of Chablis in the market as well. And we're talking about something that is comparable to a Village Cru, honestly, for a fraction of the price too.
Yeah. What would this be on a store shelf or on a restaurant wine list?
Well, on a restaurant wine list, the Gini is probably going to be, we're talking about at least, I would say $70, $75. But on a shelf, you can probably find it also at $35, easy, which is a great deal for what we're drinking right now.
Yeah.
And then you're talking about for La Frosca.
I'm talking about the Cru La Frosca,
And the Classico?
That one, yes. So that one you'll find out on the wine list for about $45 to $50 probably at a store, as well as $20, $21, which is for a $22 bottle.
Some places that you can get a glass of that with a half a dozen oysters and be really happy.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Totally. No, yeah, absolutely.
Maybe two glasses.
Maybe two glasses.
No, absolutely.
No.
Might need the whole bottle.
I might just get the bottle.
If it were you and I, we'd need the whole bottle.
Well, the Gini, especially
Magnum.
the entry level Gini, I'm sure Letizia was telling me in the car, that's where you can really taste the volcanic element as well, which is great for our fatty oysters and everything like that. It's a match made in heaven, honestly.
Yeah, because of very low alcohol, but complex. So it's a 12.5, but very incredible.
It's a great introduction to the category. Yeah. It's kind of perfect for that.
Yeah.
I know. I can't believe these are going to get better. What's next?
There you go.
It's other Soave Classico, Salvarenza, Contrada Salvarenza, 21 maybe? No? Yeah, 21.
21, yes.
And this Soave is one of the most historical vineyard in the Soave area. So it's 130 years old vine. So it's a pre-phylloxera vine.
Pre-phylloxera vine.
130?
Yeah. Because here have the volcanic soil, but part of sandy soil.
I was going to say, it's got to be some
in
sand.
the phylloxera, it's very incredible, very big roots, and the production is very low, 2-3 bunches for one vine.
The nose alone, it's just incredible.
Get in the mic, Joan.
Yeah, also the color is more gold.
Oh, sorry.
It's just like Bart.
Yeah, I know.
Beautiful nose.
You guys stay on her.
Yeah, this wine smells amazing.
Yeah, for Salvarenza we use 1 year the French oak, so more time for age, but it's very, very delicate oak and used for 5, 6, 7 passage. So this Soave is very more complex, and so mature fruit, spicy a little bit, and so it's very nice with
the fruit on that is gorgeous.
I might even draw a comparison to a Meursault with this.
Totally.
Really, it's quite complex and beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, what's the cuisine like where you live?
I was going to ask that question.
The best dish for the Soave Classico wine is with the asparagus, for example.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
okay, put on the brakes.
Yeah.
Isn't that that's one of the
hardest
Eleanor's of the Somme, right?
These are some of the most challenging
the white whale,
things as a Somme to pair with. Normally when you hear asparagus, you go rosé or sparkling because
Okay.
it's the only thing that can like match up. But so that's interesting that you would say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the asparagus is very, very delicate, and also the Soave, so to compare.
What about like an asparagus risotto with this?
The risotto.
Oh, that's
sure.
They make some of the best
Yeah.
in the Soave. They took us at the... Come si chiama quel ristorante cui siamo andati? Non a casa vostra, siamo andati anche a un ristorante dove risotto asparagi era una delle cose doc.
A Verona in centro?
Non era Verona, era tra Verona e Soave. Vabbè, era un posto dove ci hanno fatto gli asparagi in 5 modi diversi.
Sì, sì,
There's this place where asparagus is definitely one of the most popular veggies out there. And talk about 50 shades of asparagus, though. We ate all kinds of dishes made of like asparagus base with like, you know, their different crews and everything. And it was exceptional. Like the aromatics of the asparagus carry very well with the aromatics of the Soave wines as well, which is...
Yeah.
You know, I had never seen asparagus like growing before until like a month ago. We went up to your dad's house and he was so proud of his garden. He's like, "Oh, you got to check out my asparagus." And there was
very
one.
hard to
there was,
grow.
Do you call it an asparagi when it's only one?
A spear.
It was just one asparagus. And I was like,
Oh, no.
what are you so excited about? Like, what are you going to do? You're going to cut that one and go cook it in the pan? I didn't realize how they
Probably
grew.
ate it raw, to be honest, knowing my father.
Yeah.
And now the asparagus is gone to seed. Like that. So whenever, I don't know when you were up there, but now it's
Very hard to grow.
it's all like turns into this giant, beautiful fern at the end of the season.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Like
Because
real kind of frilly.
yeah, I had never tried to grow it before in a garden.
It's hard. It needs really specific conditions. Like
And the
kinda
timing
swampy
is totally
and,
crucial on it because it grows from underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad had an asparagus patch growing up.
No.
and was proud as hell.
Super proud.
Totally.
Super
So
proud.
it sounds like you get to go to Italy and go visit her as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one thing that's great about Italy that I look forward to every year is not like bonding with all my colleagues and bonding with all my producers and visiting Verona, but the fact that there is the Gini party that happens.
Yeah.
Oh.
So popular.
Because
Do tell.
Soave is only about a 45-minute drive outside of Verona. So they show you the works when you're there. They they have a solid library vintage collection as well, where you have some of these wines that are able to date to the 90s and even to the 80s as well, which is amazing.
These wines with age on them must be.
What's that?
These wines with age on them must be spectacular.
They're spectacular. And
Only imagine.
it's so funny because we were just talking about Dakar that being a wine professional, I'm very careful. Obviously, there's so much good stuff to drink, but that I'm always conservative in my consumption because I'm there for work as well. Yeah. But the one time that I always let myself go is when I go to the Gini party, and they always open they had 15 different vintages this year going back to the 80s, and I was like, no, I'm not going to spit this, and yes, I'm going to go for seconds.
Yeah.
So their age worthiness for a lot of these wines is extremely impressive, honestly.
Wow.
Who's doing the cooking at these parties? You guys have local chefs?
My mom.
No way.
Yeah.
How do I get invited?
Yeah, of course.
When's Italy? Italy's like March,
It just happened. It was in April.
April.
April, yeah. Next time. Yeah.
I think we're free. Nothing on the calendar. April
course.
27. We're going to clear some things out.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so the decision to start doing reds, do you know why?
Because in the 80s, my dad and my uncle stayed 1 year in the Burgundy area and loves Pinot Noir.
Okay, hold on.
And so...
Wait, he did what?
He went to Burgundy.
He went to
Yeah.
Burgundy just to go visit and drink and try
for
some of the
learn
wines?
a lot for the hook, for use the hook, for different toast. And so for learn also in the vines.
Enrichment.
And so,
Right,
yeah.
right, okay.
And so after when I come back in Italy, we decide to try to grow the Pinot Noir. And so, we found.
Wait, was that normal in that area? Was anyone growing
it's
Pinot Noir?
unusual to to grow the Pinot Noir, but in the upper part of the Valpolicella area, in the east part, in 600 meters, there is very, very different soil, like calcareous soil, different color certification, very similar to the Burgundy area. And so in the 90s, my dad, my uncle, he started to try to produce the Pinot Noir. And after, because it's in the same area for the Valpolicella and Amarone, in 2000, he started to produce also the Valpolicella and Amarone. Yeah, the other two wines.
And Amarone. So, wait, do we have Amarone here on the table?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
we
yeah,
do.
buddy.
We do.
Okay, that was
Full
I went
service.
through a whole Amarone phase of my life in the late '90s, I believe, where I was drinking any Amarone that I could get my hands on. Okay, cool. I'm excited to talk about that, but I imagine first we're gonna get into
The Valpolicella
the
Superiore.
Valpolicella.
Yeah, okay.
Is that why you liked Couturier wine in that time of your life also?
Probably.
There's a lot of, I
was really
crossover
into
there.
Petit Syrah and Amarones, and I wanted darker. I was looking for darker fruit.
That was a darker point in your life.
Yeah, that sounds like a dark point in your life.
Probably was. Yeah.
Do you remember
Now
much
you're
of
white
it?
wine only.
I don't remember the producers, but I remember shopping.
That's not what I meant.
That was not the question.
You know, this is at the time I'm working in San Francisco, working for the Kimpton Group, and you know, we used to go out every night after work. But I remember shopping at the cellar at Macy's. You know, down in the cellar, you could go and they had like
I remember that.
kind of like kitchenwares and wines down there. And so I would end up buying a lot of Amarone from them. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's get into some. Now, wait a minute. What happened to these Pinot Noir vines?
Are you still making Pinot Noir?
Yeah. Now we have a lot of old vintages also for the Pinot Noir from
Really?
90.
Did he, when he was in Burgundy, did he ask them for clones? And
Yeah, it's a French clone. Yeah.
Well then.
so wait, so you make that wine. Does it get distributed at all?
Mostly in Italy.
Okay.
But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Pinot
This
Noir
is more
is
local.
grown up in Alto Adige,
Yeah.
which isn't
Not too far.
That far.
It's
No,
kind of
yeah.
the same-
so.
yeah.
But I would love to try some of the Pinot from
Yeah.
the winery.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll open it at the party when we get there.
Right.
Exactly.
2027.
Exactly.
We'll be there knocking on your door.
Yeah.
Yes,
The-
Mattolina.
Valpolicella
I don't
Superiore.
want to give up.
I know.
It's very, very long.
Salvarenza?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's
Fucking
Oh.
amazing.
it's amazing.
It's
Just
really
like this
good.
melon rind sort of that's just lingering on my palate.
It's killer.
Yeah. It's one of those ones that's got all the things that you want in white wine.
All
you
the
know?
things.
There's body, there's texture, there's freshness, there's acidity, there's fruit, there's
Totally.
mineral, there's oak.
And the 21 was one of the maybe the best crew vintage of 10 years.
You guys aren't going to need this bottle for the rest of the day. Right? You don't know what
If you leave that with me, I would love to take it to the industry party tonight.
you.
Oh, right.
We're going to go over to Pax Wine Cellars and some of your portfolio
Yeah.
people. Bedrock's going to be there.
Sure.
And who else?
Martha Stuman is
Las
going to be
Haras.
there. Las Haras,
They're all in our
Radio
book.
Coteau,
Okay.
Literai, Arno Roberts.
Oh, wow.
It's
Yeah.
it's going to be a fun little gathering.
That sounds great.
And just cooking burgers.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I don't know what you guys are doing later, but it's from 4 to 7 over in Sebastopol.
We're going to be in Marin County, but down on the way into the city, unfortunately. If not, we'll totally be there.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Valpolicella, which
Wait,
is
is this available anywhere in the
Yeah,
for
that's a
people
good
to buy?
question.
Bottle barn, at least like something? Anybody?
I'll work on that for you.
Joan will figure it
this
out. Okay.
week.
Yeah.
And I will
I'm
let
not
you know.
asking just for myself, Joan, but I am asking for myself.
I know.
But also,
I know what's going
for
on
the
here.
listeners, so they can find it out there in the world.
I know Bottle Barn definitely has their
Classico?
the Classico Gini for sure.
okay.
Definitely.
So Valpolicella,
Yeah, Valpolicella 2018.
2018. This
Yeah.
is current release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the Valpolicella, we use Corvina, Corvinone, Rondinella, and Doseletta, the typical varieties in the Valpolicella area. For this Valpolicella, we use 50% fresh grapes and 50% dry the bunches for 40 days. a very, very short period.
Yeah, For how long?
40 days.
For 40 days. Okay, can we stop there and explain
We
that to
need to
people who don't
explain the process.
understand this method or
Yes.
never had a wine?
So we'll talk
like that?
a couple minutes about ripasso
Right.
and the drying.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't familiar with the process.
Perciò magari dai due parole molto
40 days.
riassuntive sul processo di ripasso e quello che va nell'amarone e nel superiore.
Yeah, people don't do that here.
Yeah.
So
The raisin element.
right.
Totally.
Except for Randall Graham.
Randall
Wow.
Graham, and then maybe that crazy guy out in Bolinas every once in a while. That
But
we,
he's
I don't even know if he's yeah, but I remember him doing something like that. Okay,
Yeah,
and so how do you decide?
Sean Thackeray. That's what you're talking.
Sean Thackeray,
All
right?
right.
How do you decide which grapes you're going to dry and which grapes go in fresh? Is it what's it based on?
No, for these 4 different varieties, all dry the bunches for 50%. We not use only Corvina for dry the bunches, but in total.
Okay, so it's basically you just take half and.
Yeah.
and dry them.
Yeah, exactly.
And wait, sorry, I have to ask more questions. Where? So I'm just thinking of like a normal winery. So, we're used to picking grapes. We throw it in the big thing. It goes to the winery. Like, how do you do this? Just like, where's the space that you're putting the grapes?
Yeah, we have
the process to the grapes
Yeah,
get
yeah,
split
yeah,
from
yeah.
what goes to the crush and what goes to the drying room.
Yeah, we have a big cellar in Valpolicella area, so in 600 meters. So we have the big room to dry the bunches in the oak boxes or plastic box. The harvest is all by hand, of course. And the important for our winery is the altitude, because the altitude will be more fresh grapes, more very, very windy in this part of the cellar. And also it's possible to open, close the windows, the door for passing the air.
But you have fruit sitting on top of fruit, right? It's not just everything
It's like
flat.
It's usually on straw or like very thin
It's on
layers.
racks.
Yeah,
Mhm.
racks,
Racks.
right?
Correct.
Yep.
So they're spread out on racks, and then the ventilation
Right.
from the
Keeps it because
wind
you don't want it to get
keeps it from
moldy,
rotting.
right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And it helps it dry consistently.
Right.
Yeah, in fact, for the for example, the cellar, you have the cellar in the flat area is very difficult because we use the conditioned air or close the door and use the ventilation.
Right.
But here it's possible to use the natural air, so
Right,
open, close
right.
the window.
And so they actually get to the point of like raisins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, after 3-4 months, for the Amarone, for example, it's possible to see the very, very dried grapes, very reduce the water, increase the sugar. So, we see the botrytis, the good mold.
Well, I have so many questions, but you're more familiar with the winemaking process of like, because
pressure, Brian.
obviously the fresh grapes you're making like a normal still wine, but then the raisins, like there's no juice in them. So I remember like in drought years, right? You're like in 15 when you're making the cab and you're pressing off those tiny little berries and the hoses are getting clogged up because there's very little juice. Like what is it like to do with raisins? I can't even imagine. They don't go through the normal, do you know what I'm saying? They don't go through the normal press, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a different
They're gonna go into
equipment
the tank
that
with
you
the
use?
other juice,
With
or
the
they're
other
just getting
juice.
thrown
They're
in?
going
They're
with-
not
they're
getting
thrown in.
pressed at all. They're just getting
thrown in and then rehydrating, and
Right. And they're super concentrated.
yeah. So then whatever juice is in there is then gonna soak up the raisins.
But this
and
is,
then
you're talking
extract
30,
more
40
flavors and
days.
sugars
So you've already pressed off you already have the fresh fruit in a tank that's already at this point gone through fermentation, right?
Yes.
So then you take the raisins and you just throw them in the tank?
And then
Do you
it
understand
keeps-
what I'm
it keeps
saying?
fermenting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I mean, I
Juice,
imagine that
juice.
40 days
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
totally
yeah.
done. And then
Yeah,
you add a
so-
bunch of new grapes, dried grapes, sugar,
Right.
yeast that have been
And then it's
hanging
going to
out,
want to
blown
go
it.
through, even if it's
It's gonna
on
ferment
the
again.
tail end of
Fermenting again,
fermentation,
so it
it's going to
integrates
want to
better
go
with-
again,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is crazy.
It's very long
crazy
process.
good.
Well, it makes crazy good
no,
wine.
crazy good. I just had never understood the process of it before.
Yeah,
like
it's kind of
Amarone, I thought
complex.
it was like all pretty much raisined out grapes. But with Valpolicella, when you're doing half and half, I never understood how
No,
they
yeah,
did that.
depend different producers have different method because
Right.
for the Valpolicella it's possible to use also 100% right the bunches, but we prefer
Right.
to use only the fresh grapes because it's more drinkable wine,
More approachable
dynamic,
wines
yeah.
make like that.
Well, and
not
then
the
your
big
sugar
chunks.
levels go crazy, right? So you have to think about, just like with Zinfandel, you have to all of a sudden kind of shoot low because it's going to go higher, right?
It would definitely be some complicated winemaking math, but also that I'm not prepared to do Tuesday morning.
Yeah, because you have all that
Forever.
sugar in those raisins,
Yeah.
and then when you add it to the tank, then all of a sudden the sugar level is just going to go up like crazy.
Yeah, but the fermentation is very, very long. So, yeah.
So it's still fermenting. At 40 days when it hits, the juice that it's going into is still in peak fermentation. So it's just
Totally. If you know what,
fire
just to
up.
give an idea of like how important and how long the fermenting process is for Amarone, we can talk for a minute about how the wine Amarone itself was all the result of a huge mistake.
I was going to ask what is the like?
Yeah,
how did
the
this
history
It
method
all
happen?
starts, the history of the Amarone. Glielo vuoi spiegare te?
Fai
Io lo
pure.
spiego io? Ok, senza problemi. So it was this one producer, he was making, era un Recioto Rosso che stava
Esatto.
facendo, giusto? He was making red Recioto. Recioto
Sweet
is
wine.
a sweet wine, Recioto, because it comes from orecchio, which means from the ear. And it resembles like, an earlobe, the grapes, kind of. So what happens, of course...
Such an Italian way of coming up with a fucking name.
Of
Jesus.
course. Of course.
It's like an earlobe, yeah.
Absolutely.
Or a shit.
Italian-
Or a shit.
So as you guys know, obviously before this is like, when refrigerating systems were not up to par and where the culture of drinking like, semi-sweet wine was definitely a thing because wine was not only something that was enjoyable to drink with your meal, but sometimes it was a meal itself. So sugars
But
were...
also, these
Right.
sweet,
Exactly.
they're more stable. There's, they can last longer open. There's all kinds of historically
Exactly.
benefits of, sweet and
Totally,
sweet wine. Right?
totally. So what happened though is that he definitely had like his area of that like was of like tame temperature to like have this wine like ferment, but obviously you want to stop the fermentation at one point because you still wanted the residual sugars and everything. Yeah. Well, what happened is that he had this batch of Recioto. He totally forgot about it. So it went through the whole fermentation process, and the end result was extremely dry, tannic wine. And he was like, wow, this wine is sour. In Italian, sour is amaro. And that's where you get Amarone.
Yeah.
Now,
Big sour.
with that said, is Amarone
Go.
kind of like, it is a dry wine. It's not a sour wine, of course. But what I think that statement that he was making is like, it was sour to respect to the end result of what he was expecting from his Recioto wines.
Right.
So that's where Amarone comes from, is from like, just like an honest mistake.
Well,
cool.
Yeah.
some of the best wines
Totally.
are happy
Totally,
accidents.
totally.
Yeah.
White Zinfandel. Maybe not.
I
the
was
best
thinking
wines.
champagne,
Okay.
but
Oh yeah, talk about this wine. This is
Yes.
I love that it's like it hits your palate and then all of a sudden a second wave
Yeah.
starts. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, it's not a Valpolicella so heavy and difficult to drink, but very, very delicate Valpolicella. In fact, we use 2 years the oak, part in barrique, part in the big barrels.
Is that
But
a decision by you or you have to do it?
yeah, the decision,
Yeah,
the family.
for 3
yeah.
years.
Yeah. because now we sell the 2018, but before to start to sell this wine, we wait 10 years because for understand the different oak, different time in bottle. So the name is the mattoline, are the typical birds to fly in the contaminated area. So they draw in the label. And the village in the Valpolicella area, the name is Campiano. It's very, very little village, very high. And so,
Do these birds eat the grapes? Is that why they're... No.
Well, they're happy birds.
On the list.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You got to share, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, it's funny, the etymology of so many of the like different varietals of Italian grapes, that they come from, like, you know, the flora and fauna that surrounds it. Like, as you know, Moscato comes from mosca, which is the fly that attacked a very sugary grape. Vermentino comes from verme, which is the worm, because the worms get into those grapes.
I didn't know that.
Pecorino comes from sheep, pecorino, le pecores, and on and so forth. So here we have le mattoline. They didn't name a grape after it, though.
Also the name of grapes, for example, Corvina, Corvinone, Rondinella.
Those are all birds.
Or the birds,
Those are all birds.
Oh.
Corvina, Corvinone, it all comes from birds.
Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So there's lots of birds that
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
grapes.
Exactly.
Crow, right?
Crow. Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going deep.
Yes.
Amarone. So this
This is the moment
100
that
is this
25-year-old
always
Brian is
100
I know.
for all day.
We're going to
Dry the grapes,
Right.
bring back
for 3-4 months.
Brian's dark phase.
We know.
Yeah.
Put some house music on in a moment here.
Well, you know,
Smoke some menthol
Amarone,
cigarettes.
Amarone and Petit Syrah for me were always like, it was almost like buying 3 different wines. It tasted one way when you first opened it. It tasted different a half an hour.
Yeah.
And then an hour later, it was a completely different wine. So it almost evolved through your dinner into it was like getting 3 bottles of wine in 1 bottle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, need the
Wow.
oxygen and need time to
completely changes.
taste,
Yeah.
Yeah, the name is Monte Serea. Monte is hill. Serea in the Veneto dialect means cherries. And the vintage is 2015, so now we have 10 more years, but it's still young. So we prefer to wait long for sell this type of wine, because for us now is the perfect time to drink, but also it's possible to wait long for drink this wine.
Yeah.
And because it's very delicate tannins, not so strong, and it's like a new style of Amarone and Valpolicella, because of course the altitude gives the freshness, but also the vines have 40 years old now, and use less oak and very long time in the bottle.
So what happens to the tannins when you're drying out the grapes for that long? Does it's
don't look at me with that question.
I'm not sure I could answer that.
I guess they're polymerizing. That's what's going to happen.
Dalla
Right?
tua vignone, che succede per il processo di appassimento? E l'appassimento come influisce al tannino dell'uva?
because you said it's like softer tannins. So there's what's happening in that process?
Maybe this change of the tannins is it's possible to taste mostly when we store the wine in the bottle. Yeah, because
so when you bottle, it's pretty tannic.
Yeah,
But then it softens up, and obviously this is like an 11-year wine already.
Yeah,
so obviously-
2015.
Exactly.
So.
You're definitely gonna get tannins that slowly are gonna be more well integrated to it with age.
yeah.
So
and
it's more
use-
about the bottle time.
It's more about the
than
bottling and not about the drying.
and
process.
different oak also. Maybe if we use the Hungarian oak or American oak, it's very very intense. The French oak is very more delicate.
More delicate for sure.
That's
And
true.
like traditionally in Italy, would people have this with dinner? Like, are you having this with your main course with like lamb, veal, something like that, or is this more leading into the end of dinner?
Also, buco.
Or with the cheese, or or risotto with l'amarone.
Amarone risotto, of course.
Wait, say more.
Amarone risotto is one of the most popular risotto dishes in the Veronese Valley, in Verona and in Soave, which is simply like rice that is, we use the risotto with the cream with l'amarone wine, and add the Monte Veronese, the typical cheese in Verona also. Yeah. It's spectacular.
It's very.
You guys are definitely coming to Verona. I can feel it from this trip. From this podcast.
See what kind of delta points I got.
There were some decisions and plans that were made. It's fantastic.
And of course,
field
meat
trip.
And so,
Wow.
It's just the two of us here. We can just leave right now. Jasmine will show up here tomorrow and be like, "Where are those? We're in Verona, man."
Letizia's not there. What are we gonna go knock on the door?
She'll be back on Saturday.
Is your mom home right now?
Yeah.
Mom's cooking. I mean,
Mom's cooking, exactly.
Great. Mom's cooking.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Amarone della Valpolicella. When I think of Amarone, I just think of Amarone. Are they usually of the place that they're grown, or is this sort of like particular to Valpolicella that it's labeled like this?
No, the Amarone use the DOCG, so it's Amarone and Recioto are two most historical wine in our area. Okay. So
it has to be in a specific area that is like there's a line by the consortium and everything like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's on the map.
It's
totally.
very. The Valpolicella area is so big because have different. The classic areas near the Lake of Garda. But the Verona city is here, but the our cell is here near 20 minutes, very, very close to the Soave area. It's the most part height in Valpolicella,
And this is all pretty mountainous part of Italy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also volcanic soils.
No, here's 100% calcareous, very
soils,
limestone. In fact, the logo of the winery have here in Valpolicella is Tenuta Scagliari. See in the label. Scaglia, it's a part of calcareous soil, so in the Veneto dialect. And the logo is this grape fossil, found 70 million years ago. When we bought this underground cellar,
what?
70 million years ago.
Just when they were starting out,
Yeah.
Back before.
Because, in the past, here it was a tropical sea. So it's a lot of fossils here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about history.
I know. We went pretty far back.
Yeah.
We don't usually get 70 million years back on our podcast, Brian.
Now this fossil is in a Verona museum.
Oh, really?
Wow. And it's from your property.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Maybe we'll have time for the museum when we go. We'll see. Brian shaking his head. No. I'm going to the museum.
I love that it's sort of a odd juxtaposition when you have that like raisiny fruit, but then you have this incredible acidity still.
So it makes it so beautiful. Yeah.
It's important
very,
for
very balanced.
Continue to drink, and so it's not difficult. And
so it doesn't make it like a dessert wine. Typically,
exactly.
A dessert wine.
Yeah. It's not sweet.
Incredible acidity that's just right.
And structure. I mean, even though the tannins are soft, it's still structured and has tension.
Yeah. So you can see why I was into Amarone for a while.
Yeah,
I can see. I don't doubt that at all.
We're going to relive your past. Bring some Amarones in around.
Well, and there's like cool stories, right, of how people would actually just cut the vines and then like hang them in the rafters.
Totally.
People have done, things like that to dry out the grapes.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well,
we have a tasting, don't we?
No, but there was someone that came to the door last time and told him to come back in 45 minutes.
Oh, was that 45 minutes ago?
Oh, wow.
Time flies when you're having fun.
We do have one more wine, right?
We do.
Yeah.
We have a little dessert wine.
Speak of the Recioto.
Yeah.
And obviously we were talking about the way that Amarone was like, born from like a pleasant mistake. So they make the white Recioto
Thank you.
that we're about to try. That is talk about the nectar of the gods. It's è una bontà infinita, giusto questo Recioto?
I see. And the Recioto is one of the most historical sweet wine in our area. So it's 100% Garganega, like a Soave, but dry the bunches for 3-4 months. We produce 3 different types of Recioto because we are a little crazy. Yeah, it's very difficult to produce the Recioto because it's very, very long fermentation, very long ferment, and also dry the bunches.
Brian's closing the door. You have a tasting?
Yeah, no, she's coming over.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so the name is Colfoscarin. It's the name of the other hill in Monteforte, very, very height, it's 300 meters. For the Garganega, we dry the bunches in the oak boxes, like the Amarone and Valpolicella. Or the traditional method for dry the bunches is in my grandmother's house, like this photo.
Oh,
It's the traditional method for dry the bunches. So we put here in the pergole domestiche, is the pergola inside the house. And so here it's very, very easy to see the botrytis, so the good mold to attack the bunches and dehydrate the water, increase the sugar. And so, because we produce this type of Recioto, but also the Renobilis is 100% with the botrytis, like a Sauterne.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, the
Pretty
particular of the
darn
Recioto is sweet, but not so high sweetness. And the acidity from the Garganega grape help this part of the sweetness. And it's incredible because it's not difficult to drink. And
That's dangerous.
yeah,
I would
with
say
cheese,
so.
with foie gras, with the
Yeah.
dry cakes, biscuits. Yeah.
Foie gras. Yeah.
Yeah.
Foie gras sounds great. It'd be perfect.
Yeah, in the same realm of like Sauterne or Tokai for sure.
But almost like less cloying.
I agree.
Some of those, there's a bitterness that kind of balances
Nuttiness
it out.
too.
That sort of nuttiness, totally.
Absolutely.
And that mid palate, a little like kind of almondy.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
The color is very, very gold because for the Garganega from this Recioto, we wait the 1st of November for pick up the bunches. So very, very long harvest.
And so you harvest it on the 1st of November, hang it in your grandmother's house, or maybe not anymore, but hang it in your grandmother's house. When does it actually start to like ferment? When would you put it into a tank and crush the grapes and actually start fermenting it? How long does it hang?
Dry the bunches for 3-4 months, and after 1 year we put in the barrique.
Okay.
So the fermentation is very long, so 1 year maybe. Yeah.
And did you take them from the drying racks and press it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
I know it's so hard for me to envision stuff like this because
There's
I'm
more juice in those grapes than I think you are thinking.
And I'm just thinking like, oh, isn't there like, flies, like fruit flies coming in and like, oh, look at this beautiful.
But everybody's
all
doing
that
it.
sugar.
Everybody's
Right.
doing it, so the flies have a lot of places to go to.
I don't
Dilutes the population.
like her grandmother's house. We're going around killing flies. Like, get away from my grapes.
Maybe it gets a little protein here and there. Who knows?
Oh yeah. But from for example, 100 kilos of grape, it's possible to have 5 liters of wine. So very, very high concentration.
Wow.
Right.
That's pretty low returns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's in such a small bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Why such small amounts?
Yeah, and we produce only the best vintage, not every year. So now we have the 2016 before 2013.
Yeah. So what is the
Yeah. How do you
what
figure
like
that
what
out?
is the like when we're going through the season and you're like, oh, this is a year to make the Recioto?
The weather very balanced, so not so rainy before the summer, for example, in the 1st of September, you see the bunches, and if very safe, not mold in the vines, are good for for dry the bunches. Yeah.
Wow.
I imagine there's parts of certain vineyards that do better for that. In the
Exactly.
Good years,
It's
right?
in the upper part. Yeah, it's called Foscarin. Is 300 meters.
Okay.
So the
high elevation, drier air.
Here the
more
sun very directly, and so yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Donna Fagata Benrier was my favorite dessert wine. This is
Might be there now, huh?
We're getting up there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank
It
you.
is.
Thank you.
It is. It's lovely.
Thank you for sharing your wines.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Story, of course. Yeah, you guys
Thanks
have
for
fun
having
today.
us.
Yeah. And people listening to this podcast, not just here in California, but anywhere in the United States, where can they get some of these wines if they want?
Right now, well, in California, we definitely we have them, and like in NorCal, you definitely be able to find them in San Francisco, and Flatiron, probably Total Wine has some as well at times as well, and then some of smaller retailers like Ferry Plaza and on and so forth. Obviously, in the rest of the country, I mean, they're heavily with Gini, we're just in charge of New York and the metropolitan area, Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana, and all of California. So they have other distributors in different states as well. And but all you need is my email, and I can if you have some direct requests from your listeners, just shoot me what area they are, and I can
Drop your email
with absolutely.
You won't get too many weird spams.
Caruso, OCARUSO at Skurnik, SKURNIK.com. And I can give you all that information within a minute from our offices in New York. So,
and this is a name that's easy to remember and spell.
Gini.
Gini. It's easier than some of the domestic producers.
Genie in a bottle.
Genie in a bottle. Go to your local wine shop.
Absolutely.
And say,
Genie in a bottle.
Where the fuck's the genie?
Exactly.
Where's my Soave?
All right, Sam, anything we want to...
When is this coming out? Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
All the Pride things from last week's show. That's soon.
Pride Month is June in
happening.
Sonoma, and then out in the vineyard in July. Yep.
We have Vinyl Sunday with Hattie Craven, Red, White, and Rosé here on the 28th of June. Tickets are going somebody just bought some more this morning.
Yeah.
So tickets are going quick on that.
Yeah.
The July 11th sorbet dinner at the Rossi Ranch.
Oh,
the ticket link is dropping on June 2nd. So
Okay.
make sure you're on the email list or check in the social medias. There's only going to be 50 seats.
Yeah, I know. Talk about that because people have asked me about it. So
we're going to do dinner in the Rossi Ranch,
Yeah.
catered by Fiorella, by Ali Kai. And there'll be a half a dozen, or maybe probably more than that, about a dozen sorbet, affiliated producers, winemakers on hand.
and not necessarily wines coming off of Rossi Ranch. It's just going to be
We'll have wines coming off.
We
Rossi.
will,
yeah,
right.
of course.
Okay.
And they'll probably, Morgan might bring some, or there's other producers on that list who have Rossi Ranch wines. But it'll be the Sonoma Valley organic, regenerative, biodynamically grown wines. And it's the first fundraiser for Sorbet, the 501c3. So we're trying to seed the account a little bit. I'm actually leaving here to go open the bank account at Exchange Bank.
Okay.
Seed the account a little bit ahead of I think we're talking November 8th back at Fort Mason for the tasting.
Okay.
So this is, small group, super limited. We just did that lunch. It's the same place where we did the lunch for the Rossi Ranch producers
under the trees
a couple weeks ago. Beautiful spot. July 11th evening, summer evening out there in Bena Valley region. It's just going to be awesome. So that ticket link will be dropping on the 2nd or the 3rd of June. Catch that one. Then you guys are going to Blood of Gods. I feel like there's other shit going on that weekend too. That's out in the Vineyard weekend.
There's a lot of stuff going on that weekend, but yeah, Jasmine and I will be up at Blood of Gods, probably with Kelly Cornett as well. We'll be doing some tasting, pouring at Blood of Gods.
Maybe podcasting.
maybe a
If you
little
get
bit of
around to it.
podcasting if we
See how much
sober
how
up
well the tasting goes.
momentarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably good enough for.
Oh, and then August 9th, Stanley Mass Day right around the corner.
Oh, that's right. Okay. With Where's West?
Big announcement in the jam. Danielle's not here today; she's sick. Big announcement in the Jam de Bois world.
Yeah.
Got to keep reminding people those wines are now available to be tasted at the Passaggio tasting bar,
Right across the street,
from
from
the tank,
Yeah.
where you can taste the Dane wines, the Jam de Bois wines, and all the other things that are being poured there with Cindy Costco and her crew.
And go right around take a short walk and go see Rob at Schermeister.
And it's all right in that corner.
Who
and
I
then
was really worried about the
dinner
other day.
at. He just walked off into the ride. We still haven't found him. He's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Walked off into